Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I think we're all pretty aware right now that the UK and the Western world, we're feeling more and more insecure when it comes to our leaders and what they're saying and what they're actually doing and what their actions are showing us. And we're growing more anxious about the fact that there seems to be an Islamic threat that is increasing in its veracity and its hatred against us and our way of life. This is evidence in the videos that are posted online. This is evidence in their actions. This is evidence in the way that the state itself is acting against these people and the crimes that they're perpetrating against us versus what we're doing to try and combat this, i.e. free speech and just trying to make everyone aware of this. We seem to be the enemies. They seem to be the ones that are favoured to the point where they're even allowed to get off from jail for doing things that we know damn well we would be arrested for and sentenced for. Have a listen to this. Oh, and before we do that, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this as quickly as possible. All the help would be great. I'm not very good at doing this. All right, anyway.
Let's talk to Sam Armstrong now. He's a consultant at the Free Speech Union, a regular friend of the show as well. A very good afternoon to you, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. Two stories I want to talk to you about. Jimmy Kimmel in a few moments. But first up, let's talk about something happening here. And this is just this extraordinary situation of a man violently attacking another man in the street on camera with a bread knife and not getting a single day behind bars. Tell us about this case and tell us what happened.
Yeah, Musa Kadri is a Muslim man who lives in...
Bread knife, my fucking arse. That's like a 12-inch knife. What are you talking about, Julia? I remember this. This guy was burning a Quran outside of the embassy. I think it was the Iranian embassy or some shitty Muslim embassy. And the guy from the embassy runs out with a knife and tries to stab him. And then when the guy fell over, a delivery guy came over and kicked the shit out of him as well. Just a random guy on his delivery bike, another Muslim that was just walking past that thought violence was the answer.
In London, has done for quite a while. He saw late last year another man called Hamit Koskan burning a Quran,
the size of that knife,
as we say he was perfectly entitled to do, outside the Turkish consulate.
We haven't got a blasphemy law yet.
Well,
these people are fucking animals. Get them out the country. And if we don't get them out the country, then we're going to start seeing our leaders as the fucking enemies as well.
Point that somebody could make to our Prime Minister, perhaps. Yeah. But Musa Kadri saw this, shouted at him, went back into his own house, which was nearby. He got a large bread knife. He came back out of his house over to...
Bread knife, hang on, let me see that. Bread knife. Look at the size of that.
His own house.
Look at the size of that bread knife. What you doing that for?
Which was nearby. He got a large bread knife. He came back out of his house over to Hamit.
Look, there you go. See the Deliveroo guy? Like the Deliveroo, just random people in the street, Muslims that are fanatics that will then start digging in and kicking you or probably stabbing you because they've got probably knives on there as well. This is not our country. Our leaders have done this to us. I'm wound up already.
Shouted and swore, saying, "I'm going to kill you," and then repeatedly slashed Hamit Koskan with that knife, punched him, waited until he was on the floor, kicked him again, slashed him again until he was distracted by a couple of bystanders who said, "Stop it, what are you doing?"
Thank goodness.
His motive? This man offended my religion. Now, he could have been charged with perhaps...
Your religion is dog shit. It's a cancer on the West. Islam is a cancer on the West. It is completely incompatible. We need to root it out from the stem to the branch. Every single one of them.
Attempted murder, you might think, stabbing someone, slashing at them with a knife.
While saying, "I'm going to kill you." Bit of a clue, I would have thought.
He could have been charged with ABH. Hamit Koskan was severely injured by this attack. He could have been charged with affray. He wasn't. He was charged with common assault. The most...
Amazing! Wow, the British judiciary. Thank you so much, guys. It's not like you've already been portrayed as traitors many, many times before. It's not like you tried to set up a two-tier sentencing council in which white people would be arrested and sentenced for harsher sentences for the same crimes. It's not like we see you. No, you want us to see us even more. You want us to see you even more, sorry. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's going to get to the point, guys, where we're going to need the names of the judges. We're going to need the names of the solicitors. We're going to need the names of the politicians that are pushing this through, and we can't forgive them. It's not about voting for them. It's going to get worse than that.
Common assault is someone punching someone in a pub.
In fact, you don't even need to punch them. You just need to cause a bit of fear to them. If I square up to you walking down the street on a Saturday night, I should be expected to be charged with common assault. There was a bizarre, inexplicable decision to charge this man.
No, it's not bizarre. We know exactly why it's happening, guys. Everyone knows why it's happening. It's not inexplicable at all. Same as it's not a fucking bread knife. It's because Muslims have started to infest the judiciary. Okay? And if you think this is bad now, what's it going to be like in a few years, guys? I think in a few years, Muslims will be able to do anything they want in the name of Islam and they won't be arrested for it. That's it. That is it then. They will be burning people in the streets. They will be stabbing people whenever they want. All you need to do is say, well, he said something about Islam. I'm allowed to take his life. It will go to a Shariah court and they'll get off scot-free. This is the slippery slope. This is it. If this guy can stab someone and he gets off from jail time, what the fuck is going to happen in the future?
This man with the least serious imaginable offence. Meanwhile, Hamid Koskan, who was prosecuted for burning his own copy of the Quran, well, he was prosecuted by Junior Treasury Counsel, the most senior barristers in the country that are meant to be prosecuting murders at the Old Bailey. No, they prosecuted him for a hate crime. By the way, it was never suggested in court that this man had done it for a hateful reason, even though he said the reason he was doing it was to stand up for his religion and didn't like Hamid Koskan's atheism.
So why are they doing it, guys? Are they doing it because they're traitors? Are they doing it because they've converted to Islam? Are they doing it because they've been bought off? Are they doing it because they've been threatened? Whatever the reason is, our system, our judicial system is not working. It's clearly not working. If the guy that stabs someone gets off scot-free, but the guy that burns a fucking shitty book gets prison time, what does that say? Like, that is mental. That's crazy, guys. That's mental. I don't know what else to say. It is actually stupidly crazy.
This was blatant, observable, undeniable, inescapable two-tier justice. There's no other word for it.
No.
And that's even before you get to the fact that Lucy Connolly spent over a year in prison for an ill-driven.
Yeah, she makes a tweet. She gets a sentence of 3 years. This guy stabs someone, he gets off. Honestly, I'm so close to saying something illegal about these motherfuckers. So close. These judges, they will not be forgotten. They will not be forgotten. Get out of this country while you can, because when we get power, I know for a fact that we're going to come for you. We're going to come for you, whether it's legally, and if we can't do that, it might be something way more drastic.
Judge, but swiftly deleted tweet. Even before you get to those kind of imbalances, the treatment of these two men tells you everything you need to know about the way that the British state operates.
Exactly. So even in the one incident, the idea that someone burning their own copy of a book, whatever book it is, I don't want people to burn any books, least of all someone else's religious text, but he was someone I think he was from Turkey, wasn't he, Kaskan? He's actually from Turkey himself. He's got every right to do a political protest outside the embassy. That is literally one of the most fundamental rights we've got in this country. And the idea that a man, and he went off to get the knife. He went on, there was clear intent. It is absolutely extraordinary. Again, the choice of charges and the sentencing is so clear cut. And we are constantly told there isn't two-tier justice. But what on earth would make a judge think, and we do see case after case after case after case of people who commit crimes, blatant, obvious crimes. There's no he said, she said. It's on camera. If those watching on YouTube, we've been able to see those images.
So why is the judge doing it? And again, we're not going to forget you guys. You can be watching this right now. You might be a judge watching this and you might be thinking, oh, I wish you were in the UK so I could fuck you. Well, I'm not. We're not going to forget you. We're not going to forget. Every single one of you that have been traitors to your own people, we're not going to forget you.
Stop that.
You can go back and have a look on our YouTube page to see them. It's on camera. It is blatantly obvious what happens. It is a miracle that someone didn't die. It is an absolute miracle. And the idea that this man doesn't serve a day behind bars can be nothing other than political, because there's no other reason why a judge would allow that, surely.
Well, unless, I don't think this possibly was the intention, but it's certainly the effect that there is a message being sent to people that if you are a Muslim
Bread
and
knife.
you are offended by somebody attacking, denigrating, in some way disrespecting your religion, you can premeditatedly go and get a knife, threaten to stab someone, attack them, and you won't spend a day in prison. As far
Why don't you just say it, right? I hate people, right? I don't hate him. That's being hyperbolic. Okay. I dislike people like this that pussy around the subject. It's because he's Islamic. If a Christian did that, he'd be in jail right now. If a Christian was just, I don't know, reading silent prayer in the street, they get arrested. Never mind trying to stab someone. This isn't just two-tier. This is the Islamic takeover of the UK. We will see a progression, okay? This is the begin. Well, this isn't the beginning. We saw the beginning when Christian preachers were getting arrested, but they can do the call to prayer over the Tower Bridge, right? This is another step in that progression towards the Islamification of the UK, towards Sharia law in the UK, especially in London, right? Especially in London. And Trump was saying the other day in the UN, he was saying, you know, I don't like Sadiq Khan because he's a piece of shit. Not his words, my words. I don't like Sadiq Khan. He's trying to Islamify the UK and he wants Sharia in London. He wants Sharia law in London. Well, this just proves that Trump isn't full of shit, right? This proves that actually we're pretty much already there. If they can stab people and get off scot-free, but we make a saucy tweet online and we get three years in jail, this is already so far down the line that we're pretty much already there. And again, the judges, I'm going to, okay, I hate you guys with a passion, and I will never forget this, and I hope no one else forgets what you've done. I don't think that you should ever be welcome in any kind of civil society ever again. Your time is up. Your time is up. You will not be allowed to ever work in the judiciary ever again, and you will be a pariah in society. And if it keeps going like this, you'll be blamed way more harshly. I'm just saying it now. If it comes to violence in the streets, if it comes to the UK having actual, like a form of civil disobedience that is violent, you guys should probably leave the country because you are one of the main reasons for it happening, okay? You're one of the main reasons for the UK losing its shit because of stuff like this. And I'm just saying that's not good for you at all. At all.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't feel safe on the streets of this country.
If that is the case, but especially again, that doesn't seem to be the case for any other religion or anyone else. And we have got, you know, the defence by the Prime Minister at PMQ some months ago, the idea of there being a blasphemy law. We've had that, as Donald Trump is pointing out.
You know what? I've never really heard of a Christian saying, I would stab someone if they burned the Bible. I've never heard of a Buddhist saying, I would stab someone if they burned my golden Buddha statue. Whatever, you get my point, right? But I have heard of things like this, okay?
Why am I migrating here? Why am I in America? The Prophet ﷺ's companions left Mecca to go to a land that had no Muslims. We are in this country purely for the sake of Allah. The moment you make this intention, you will look at things different. People will meet you different. How could it be that your co-workers know you as a Muslim for 10 years, not once you presented Islam to them? You don't know why your purpose is here. All you guys together, we are in this country for Allah.
As we're here living in the US, what is our role now? What is the way forward?
Your way forward is to get deported. As soon as enough people realize that you're saying this shit openly, as soon as enough people realize that you actually mean them harm, you're deported. You see, you need Allah to kill all the. I'll get into that. Let me not put words in their mouth.
Let me just quote for you an ayah of the Quran, and I'm going to try to encapsulate it. Allah is saying, do not obey the disbelievers. Don't yield to them. And then He gives us the process of what to do next. وَجَاهِدْهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا. And so make jihad against them.
What is your duty as a member of the Ummah now that you are also an American?
The Ummah is the global caliphate, basically. It's the global joining together of Muslims towards their singular cause, which is destroying the West.
It is our physical jihad duty to fight the entire earth until
There you go.
we entered into the Ummah.
Fucking psychos.
Talking about establishing Islam, and I think that's our jihad.
Oh, look at this dickhead. The British-born inbred.
To be honest, for us Muslims living in the West, our jihad is to establish the deen of Allah through all means necessary.
And in that long-range process of making America Muslim, all of America Muslim.
Right. Next.
White people, if you are white and you're listening to this, listen very closely. Lately, I've been seeing many of you complaining about Islam and the immigration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to separate the white people in two categories.
Go on, then.
Americans, Canadians, and Australians do not count because they are white people that live in a country that's not theirs.
Don't try. No, what am I doing? Don't try and understand them. Don't try and understand them. No, don't do that. You'll end up fucking retarded.
You guys have invaded those lands from the rightful owners. So when you guys get back to your
What do you think you're doing, you little spastic? Have you even read your own history? Do you even know about the Barbary slave trade? Honestly, you're fucking retarded.
then we can talk. But for the European white people complaining about immigration and Islam, first of all, I want to tell you that Islam is going to take over every single square inch of the globe.
So basically, you were just complaining about them taking over some of the people's lands, and now you're saying that you're going to take over the entire globe. Tell me how you're going to justify that, apart from saying Allah, Islam, blah, 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 blah. Right, apart from saying some fucking gibberish, can you actually rationalise it?
And you guys might think that it's going to be us, dark-skinned people, that are going to take over. No, it's going to be your own people. As you can see how fast Islam is growing. In the next 10 to 15 years, every white person is going to have a Muslim member in his family. Nowadays, you see white Europeans with blue eyes and blonde hair reverting back to the truth because they have finally seen the truth. And the thing is, there's nothing you...
I don't think you understand how powerful Christianity is, Sunshine. And I don't think you understand how powerful white people are when they get angry and they realise they've got a common enemy. Because if we've got a common enemy, we're going to rise up with a righteous fury that the world has never seen. We took over the world for commerce. Do you understand? For a bit of spice, for a laugh, because we were bored. Imagine we despised the people that despised us. Imagine we had a common purpose, all of us together. You'll see a different kind of conquest then.
You guys can do to stop it. You guys can hate Islam as much as you want, and I want to thank the Western media for spreading Islam. A lot of weak-minded Muslims think that the media is picking on us and bullying us, but really and truly the Western media is working with us. They have succeeded in spreading Islam, but intentionally.
Well, yeah, no shit.
And a lot of people do not know about Islam, but nowadays we are the most taught about religion.
Yeah, because you keep stabbing people, you dumb shit. Anyway, let's get... This guy's too much of a moron. Okay, let's try this one. This is Gaza. This is Gaza. With God's help, we will finish you off. We will destroy the last Christian. Well, the thing is, we don't need God's help. And that's the thing that you should be scared of. You see, you're all going around saying you need God's help to kill all the white people. You need God's help to kill all the Christians. We don't need God's help at all. We could do it right now. And we would barely break a sweat. You see, I'm already kind of pissed off, right? I'm just trying to make other people wake up and understand the threat. Keir Starmer's either a traitor, a moron, or a convert. And I don't know which one. I don't care. Our Western leaders, same categories, right? I don't really care. But I think most Western people are starting to understand the threat now. And there's a difference between understanding the threat and then, I wouldn't say hating you, but it's close, right? It's close. You guys literally hate us. We don't. We're ambivalent at best, but we're starting to dislike you intensely. And again, once we have a common purpose, once we have a common cause, I think you guys need to be a lot more worried than we are. And it's not just like in Europe, it's also in Canada. They've got videos in the US of them all saying the same thing. They're not shy about it because they've become belligerent. They've become confident. They've allowed themselves to fall into the trap of thinking they can say this openly without any kind of reaction. They think we're soft. But again, most people, stupid people, mistake compassion or kindness for weakness. That's not going to work. But don't worry. Keir Starmer says that real patriotism means building a country where everyone feels safe, valued and respected. We choose hope over fear and renewal over decline. So that's the guy, that's the leader right now in the UK that allows Muslims to go around threatening little children so they have to carry knives. Goes around allowing people who stab people to get off scot-free while arresting people who make a saucy tweet and sending them to jail for 3 years. The architect of our downfall has been the Labour Party and the Fabian Society, along with the UN and the WEF and Davos and all those quangos out there set up by Tony Blair. People are waking up to this now. They understand the shackles that are driving them down and pulling them down while allowing these people, these barbarians, to run among us. Again, once people realise, once they step up and they understand the threat, and Christians and the West join together in a common cause against Islam itself, we will find out who's scared. All right, guys, and with this being YouTube, here is the clarification. Not all Muslims are bad people. I don't mean any violence against them or the judiciary or anyone else in particular. I'm just an angry person reacting to some very, very disgusting language from a certain people, from a certain religion. They're open about it, but I'm not allowed to be because, well, I'm white. Anyway, I do believe that Keir Starmer and the Western leaders in general, have a lot to answer for. I think there's a ticking clock on this, and they don't have much longer left. I don't think people are going to put up with this for too much longer at all. I think the anger's building to a point where it's palpable. I don't want things to go the way that they're going to go, but if this keeps happening, there's not many other ways out, is there, guys? Hopefully, Nigel Farage, when he gets in power, he doesn't backtrack on everything that he's currently said, that he actually deports people. But mostly, I wouldn't vote for Farage unless he says he's going to tackle Islam. Because as we can see, they have an agenda. It's a global ummah where they are openly calling for the death of Christians and the overthrow of the West. That is something I don't think that we can take lightly. So while YouTube will censor me for my reactions, it won't censor them for their disgusting, violent and hateful rhetoric. And that's something else we've got to think about too. See you later. Oh, let me know in the comments what you think about this wonderful topic that I've talked about today that didn't make you feel stressed out at all.